Listen, unless you know how the game is operating, two things. First of all, let's go back to the misconception here, okay? Managers get fired in the morning at breakfast, or managers get fired at the end of the day at dinner after the game in hotels, okay? That's one thing that happens. So people say this. That's how managers get fired, okay? Second of all, Tony Bernazar, okay, was on this trip purposely. I have John Rico, Tony Bernazar, Sandy Johnson. We go on different trips. Third of all, as far as Tony Bernazar and what his relationship with Willie is and all those things, Tony Bernazar, as I tell you, it's one of my guys. Let's go back to the coaches area. Willie's coaches, we picked the coaches together. Did I decide to fire Rick Down? Yes, you're right. I did decide to fire Rick Down. Do you know what happened after we fired Rick Down? The second half of the season, Howard Johnson, we were one of the best offensive teams in baseball.
And I also saw a team do nothing in a lot of big games at the end of the year as well from an offensive standpoint when you lost. And this offense with Howard Johnson this year has been terrible.
Omar, let me get to one other thing, though. If you knew, and we know that Bernazard, and we've heard it from 100 places, that Bernazard and Willie never got along, and Willie thought that he undermined him. I've heard that 1,000 times. If that's true, why would Bernazard be there if you knew he was going to get – if you had made a decision to get rid of him, why would you put Bernazard in front of him the last day? It doesn't seem like it would be very nice.
No, because this is the situation, okay? We delegate trips here, okay? Tony Bernazard has the Anaheim and he has the Colorado trip. We delegate trips. I delegate a trip to actually, you know, one thing, Chris, I get a chance to see the Giants a lot because I always get the San Francisco trip.
I love you, Omar.
Okay?
But Bernazard shouldn't have been
That's
there.
one trip.
He shouldn't have been there yesterday, Omar.
Mike's right, Omar. You should have sent Bernazard in the Anaheim trip.
If Willie didn't like him, it sounds like Bernazard was, from what I'm hearing from guys I trust, Bernazard was gloating yesterday about Willie.
Look, you know what? That's whole perception, guys. And let's be honest. We're in a time that people can perceive whatever they want. Listen, we spent a lot of time investing in talking baseball, okay, with Willie. Okay, myself,
right.
Bernazar, we closed the door. Okay, Tony Bernazar is a very good baseball man, a well-respected baseball man, a hard worker. Okay, we invest time and effort, understanding that Willie never managed. Okay, Willie never managed, so we invest time and effort and say together, okay, what about this? What about that? That's, to me, good front office is what you do is you invest time and effort and you disagree with each other. If you don't have a front office that disagree with each other, let me tell you one thing. I've seen front office that everybody gets along. You know what they do? They lose.
I don't have a problem with that, but I mean, if you got a guy, though, who really, you know he's going, and they really don't get along, you don't have to put him in front of him the last day he's going to be there.
You could have taken him off the plane Sunday night.
I think when you guys say they don't get along, you mean to tell me they disagree?
I've heard
I don't think Willie likes Bernazard, to be honest with you,
know
Omar.
what? Okay, let me tell you.
I've heard it's pretty bad between the two of them, Omar.
Okay, listen. To me, that's relationship
I'm not there.
situation.
I'm not there, so I can't. I could be wrong, but I hear that it's pretty bad. I mean, from guys tell me it's pretty bad.
Well,
their relationship.
listen, all I can tell you is that the main thing is we want to do the best we can as a group to win championships and win games. And do guys always get along? I mean, look, that's part of having a relationship with people. When you have a staff, when you have competitive people, Michael. I mean, Chris, you guys are successful guys, right?
Yes.
In your group,
right?
Does everybody love each other?
No, definitely not.
Dog and I fight all the time.
Okay, so what?
We know that.
And you know what? That's what makes great radio.
I understand that.
I don't know what Chernoff. How you guys get along with Chernoff? Do you guys get along great with Chernoff?
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
yes.
we do. But we fight.
What about all the other personalities that there?
Dog fights with everybody. What do you
And to me, you guys have a great team. You guys have a great station. You guys have great radio. I love it. You know why? Because you go back and forth. You disagree. The same thing as the front office.
Let me ask you a couple of things because we're tired on time. Number one, do you feel in your mind, in your heart, that you gave Willie a fair shake?
I feel above and beyond. Believe me. You know what I probably feel? Okay? That because of giving as patient as possible, okay? And also the ending, the way this thing ended up was done in a manner, and people can say, I wanted to respect Willie, okay, by being the one to tell him that. And by doing that, okay, the perception may be, and I agree with what the perception is, that I did it in a manner that was not right. But it was done because, okay, once I made that decision, I did not. I wanted to do it right away. I wanted to do it myself. I couldn't do it before the game yesterday. I could not do it Tuesday. If I could have waited till this morning to do it, am I correct? There's no way in the world a decision is made in New York with a major club, and for 24 hours, nobody gets a hold of it.
All right, one last one. At least one.
Okay?
I'll hand you back
it
the
just
dog.
doesn't happen.
Right,
You guys know that.
Why did Peterson go?
Because I felt that I needed to have a change, Mike. Me and you talked a little bit, Mike, along the way. We needed to make a change. We needed to make a change. We needed to make it was because if it was only Peter, if it was only Willie, this would have been only because of Willie. It wasn't. It's not only because of Willie. And I'm saying it's not only.
I think you needed to change too. I'm
we're
not disagreeing.
that.
I think you had as a leader. I would have made a change too. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just asking why, in your mind, Peterson went. That's all.
I think. In reviewing the decision, so you, as I was telling you, Chris, okay, this decision was not done based upon 3 games or 4 games. In reviewing the year's body of work, okay,
Right.
I felt. Okay, there was the way some pitching decisions were made. I felt going forward, okay, I wasn't comfortable if we made those decisions going forward, we were going to be able to make it to win a championship. Now, does that mean when pitching decisions are made, it's the manager, it's the pitching coach, they come to these decisions. So for me, I had to look at that body of work. I had to look on past decisions and tell myself, and 2, were those decisions, if we continue to do those decisions, are we going to be able to win a championship? Will the players lose confidence in those decisions?
All right, bottom line is, Omar, despite Alou being out and Church being hurt and Delgado having a bad year, and Castillo cannot being able to play day game after night game, and Beltran 2 for 33 with runners in scoring position and 2 out, and Pedro out, and all those things, I'm not saying you're wrong. You felt, despite all that, Willie's time was up to manage the ball club.
Yes, and it was, like I told you, I felt that the decision was done and it was expedited even more because I felt this weekend with the uncertainty that was out there.
You thought
we had to stop the uncertainty. We could not go on with this uncertainty. It wasn't fair to the players. It wasn't fair to Willie. Really, what expedited this decision was the whole weekend and the cloud. And look, a decision had to be made. Either he's going to be the manager or he's not going to be the manager. And the actual implementation, I can understand what people say, look, you did it wrong. I explained to them, I'm explaining to you why I did it, how I did it, and it was done in a manner that once a decision was made, okay, I had to let Willie know myself right away.